back with Paul Rieckhoff, who's co-founder of American Veterans for Ukraine. Mick Mulvaney, of course, served as White House Chief of Staff in the first Trump term. Mick, on the Trump comments from yesterday, start there and then we'll get to Zelensky.
Yeah.
What did you make of that? Were you surprised to hear what he said?
No, I think they finally started to realize they've misread Putin going into this whole thing. That they thought that Putin wanted out of the war. They thought that Trump hates war. He just does. It's part of his personality. He really doesn't like it. When he talks at night about the number of people that die, that actually is important to him. And I think that he thought that Putin would look at war the same way. And I think now they realize Putin doesn't. Putin likes the war. He's okay with the way that it is and would be okay with it going on like this. So I think this was we've talked on the show before, you and I have, about how they needed to change the status quo. And I think that's what this was about yesterday.
And then the question is, what does it lead to, right? It's one thing to say what the president said yesterday. Now, is there a policy shift in any way? Like Zelensky today was basically saying, all right, show me the weapons. You know?
I think there should be. I mean, this is an overdue change from Trump. I didn't know if this day would ever come. I'm glad it's here. I hope he stays on that path, because not only does he have the opportunity to be on the winning side, he can be on the right side, right? The Russians are the bad guys. The Ukrainians are the good guys. America's got to stand with the good guys.
But you agree with him that Ukraine can win?
I do, especially if we've got the full support of the United States and NATO and everyone else in the world, that's the opportunity, and to do significant damage on the Russian military, which is upside for us without losing American soldiers. But I think the window has always been the kids, right? Tens of thousands of Ukrainian kids who've been abducted.
Right.
We see that window opening. We've talked about it in the months prior. I think that can be a great win for Trump. It would be an important step forward for Ukraine. It would show Putin can give something, and then it would be a major step forward for the world. So I think focusing on that is smart politically, but it's also the right thing to do. If you can get those kids back, it creates tremendous momentum worldwide.
Yeah, Zelensky talked about that today. What else from Trump, though, Nick? Is it tariffs, which he's mentioned? That's his favorite, tool as opposed to sanctions, right? Or is it more on the weapon side? He made the comment yesterday about saying, all right, we're going to support NATO, and then NATO, you do what you want with it, essentially.
I think he's been more comfortable following economics. He's a student of the Cold War. He knows how we beat the Soviet Union. We bankrupted them. One of the reasons he's focused on the sale of Russian oil by threatening the Indians, threatening the Chinese with higher tariffs, is that he's trying to choke off the money that Russia is using to fund this war. I think that's going to be the first place they go. He's going to be a little slower, I think, to want to engage militarily. I think, yeah, you're right. If you put American troops on the ground in Ukraine, you can take Crimea back. I just don't see that happening. So the question is, how do you win the war as much as you possibly can without actually committing that level of military presence for the
right?
And Putin's forcing his hand because Putin's crossing the boundaries. He's crossing into Estonia. He's crossing into Poland.
Yep.
We can't keep all of NATO holding if he continues to cross.
Well, Trump said yesterday somebody might shoot one of those aircraft.
That's an example of providing additional air support to Poland, being more aggressive on the airspace. That would be a big step forward.
And as slow as I think we've been and divided as we've been as a nation about supporting Ukraine, a lot of folks are for it, but some folks, it's different when it comes to NATO members. I think Poland is very much different than Ukraine. The Russians do something in Poland, then you've got a serious NATO response.